Now, as you know, I recently suffered under the hands of a false flag and ended up with a community guideline strike on my channel, which forced me to only make videos under 15 minutes, and I couldn't stream for anything. I couldn't stream at all. And this happened not only because the salty seamstress that gave me the flag was a bit of a bitch, but also because of the YouTube terms of service that have recently been updated, that basically allows the definition of bullying to be whatever it is that you want it to be. And I think it's about time that I make a video on this, as I was going to do at the time of the update, but why not do it now? And I can really tell you what I really feel about all this. Now, as one takes a cursory glance at the harassment and cyberbullying segment of the new TOS, one immediately seems to see some problems already formulating. And this is what they have to say. We want you to use YouTube without fear of being subjected to malicious harassment. In cases where harassment crosses the line into a malicious attack, it can be reported and will be removed. In other cases, users may be mildly annoying or petty and should simply be ignored. Harassment may include abusive videos, comments, messages, revealing someone's personal information, maliciously recording someone without their consent, deliberately posting content in order to humiliate someone, making hurtful and negative comments, videos about another person, unwanted sexualization, which encompasses sexual harassment or sexual bullying in any form, and incitement to harass other users or creators. What is an abusive video? What is an abusive comment or message? We have trolls everywhere on the internet saying things like kill yourself, whatever it is that they say. Is that abusive if one person says it? Is it abusive if that same person says it over and over and over again on not just that video but all your videos? Is that harassment? And do they then also message you as well at the same time? How can you abuse someone in a video? Have you got them in the video and you are abusing them? Or are you just calling them names, which is just an insult? You can ignore that, you don't have to watch the video. What exactly does that mean? It's a very open and very loosely defined term. Abusive videos, comments, messages. It doesn't make any sense. Revealing someone's personal information, of course, is harassment. It is bullying. But not many people do this on YouTube. They tend to do this on Twitter, where the chances of them getting away with it increase. But of course, you know, there's a person who, you know, happened to flag me who did this very thing the last time I covered her. But hey, she's allowed to keep all those other accounts, just not the one that she used to do the doxing in the first place. Deliberately posting content in order to humiliate someone. Well, if you get humiliated because your argument sucked, or if you get humiliated by a joke, how is that bullying exactly? Humiliation does not equal bullying. You can feel humiliated and embarrassed in many different ways. Again, this is such an open and ridiculous thing. This is something that's on the edge of whether or not it's bullying or not. If you're intentionally humiliating someone just to be a dick, maybe. But then again, if you humiliate someone and their argument is poor, that's not bullying. That's just them being shit, right? Making hurtful, negative comments and videos about another person. Again, how that doesn't necessarily equate to bullying. Insulting someone does not mean bullying. Bullying is something that you do continuously, again and again and again, over a long period of time, not just in one video. If that might be the only video you ever make, that does not mean you're bullying that person. Unwanted sexualization? What does that mean? Unwanted sexualization? Sexualizing people? Who sexualizes people? And how can you sexually harass someone in a video? You can't touch someone. You could be sexist and say, you know, you're a woman, you should do this, you should do that. You're a man, you should do this, you should do that. This is what you all are. But then again, if you're just espousing a belief, that's allowed under the First Amendment of YouTube's own country. That's not really bullying, is it? Especially if you're not actually talking about a particular individual. But again, let's continue. Incitement to harass others, yes, that is obviously bullying, and people have done that before, like atheism is unstoppable, and I don't really have a problem with that. But the thing is, you can get accused of inciting without even telling people to do anything. I have been accused of this loads of times before. It doesn't make any sense. If you don't tell anyone to do it, yet people go over to that video that you link and do it, that's not inciting. That's them using their own free will. But anyway, people, let's move on. Already we've seen the problems beginning to formulate. Now, this is their tips and advice section, and already I'm beginning to feel somewhat skeptical about their tips and advice. But hey, let's have a look at this. It might be okay, people. Tips and advice. Pause before you post. Think seriously about how you may be perceived online, and do not post anything that may compromise your reputation or safety. Yes, when you disagree with someone, remember, if you say something even remotely impolite or anything remotely harsh, you might get a community guideline strike. So self-censor yourself. That's basically what they're saying. You know, there are some people who don't insult people, and there are people who aren't very harsh, and that's fine. But even they can get flagged, because the person will most likely take this criticism to heart and flag them because they're butthurt. This happens. People who do absolutely nothing wrong get flagged and their channels are crippled. Or people who don't even insult people. They just talk about cultural phenomenons like I Hate Everything had his channel terminated for a whole day because some people mass flagged him. He doesn't even talk about people usually. He will sometimes, but even then he doesn't necessarily do anything that you could describe as bullying. Speak up. Tell friends to stop cyberbullying and voice your opinion against cyberbullying when you see it on the site. You know what I will tell my friends to do? Block the people cyberbullying you and move on with your life. This is the internet. This is not real life where things might be slightly impossible to ignore these people and to get away from them. This is the internet. We have technology to literally block people and they will never ever bother you again unless they're so crazy that they will make a new email address and stalk you and bully you there. But even then, you can just tell YouTube. Why do I have to speak up about it? It's YouTube's job to stop this, not me. Tell an adult if you remain concerned about another actions towards you online. I'm not a child, I am an adult. And if anything, children should be going to YouTube, not just another adult. What are they going to do exactly? Try deleting comments and blocking the user if another user is bothering you, so they can't view your videos or leave more comments. You can also turn comments off for any video or manage comments by requiring pre-approval before they get posted. Now, I don't know if they've updated the blocking feature, but I swear people have blocked me on YouTube and I can still watch their videos. Unless that's just blacklisting people, but I'm not sure. But deleting comments is not going to stop them. Blocking them certainly will. But deleting comments? You've already seen the comment. There's not much you can do. Just leave it. What's it going to do? It might not actually make people want to bully you more. Respect people's opinions online, but know when it crosses the line. We want YouTube to be a dynamic and expressive platform, but we don't want users to feel intimidated or threatened. Then why are you telling us to think seriously about how we may be perceived online and not post things that might compromise us? Now, look, posting your address online would compromise your safety. I get that. But expressing your opinion can still get you flagged. How can an opinion cross the line? It's just an opinion. If you're inciting people to do things, if you believe that someone should be killed for this, that and the other, unless it's, a debate about capital punishment, then maybe, that's okay. If you think a certain crime should have the death penalty, that's not the same as inciting things. But if you're telling people that, I think this certain demographic or this person should be killed, and it's not tongue-in-cheek, that is crossing the line. But again, an opinion is an opinion, and you can take it either way, can't you? Again, it's too vague. I don't know how to take this. Report harassing users and content via YouTube's reporting tool, which by the way hasn't worked very well in my case, but it seemed to work for them. And again, there doesn't seem to be any kind of punishment for the people who falsely do this. They don't even mention this in the terms of service. They don't even have an update for that, and we've tried to get them to. But anyway, let's just continue. To learn about tools available to you to help you manage your experience on the site, especially abusive users, please visit our privacy and safety settings page. Sometimes criticism and insults can escalate into more serious forms of harassment and cyberbullying. If specific threats are made against you and you feel unsafe, tell a trusted adult and report it to a local law enforcement agency. Again, they're treating us like children. Most people who use YouTube are not children. They're adults. Stop treating us like children. We know what to do. Plus, we don't necessarily need the law enforcement. That's only if something goes absolutely insane. But anyway, people, I think we must move on to the next part of this video. Hate speech, and what the YouTube thinks hate speech is. Hate speech. We encourage free speech and try to defend your right to express unpopular points of view, but we don't permit hate speech. Well, if Valion got terminated, you clearly didn't defend her right to express her extremely unpopular point of view. But then again, I don't know exactly why she was terminated. Did she actually express the destruction of a particular group of people that we all know that Nazis don't like? But anyway, let's continue. Hate speech refers to content that promotes violence or hatred against individuals or groups based on certain attributes: race or ethnic origin, religion, disability, gender, age, veteran status, sexual orientation, gender identity. There is a fine line between what is and what is not considered to be hate speech. For instance, it is generally okay to criticise a nation state, but not okay to post malicious, hateful comments about a group of people solely based on their race. Now, this is what the salty spinster was trying to level at me and others, which is why she wanted to flag us, as well as, you know, copyright, which I might express in a different video, but I think these terms of services have allowed her to do the mass flagging that she wants to do. As you can see here, it's a lot less vague than it is in the other places, but then again, they ignore all of this, and basically you can be done for anything because they'll just say you're getting bullied because of this, that and the other, and they don't actually look at the video to see if you've done that. They just automatically remove the video and place a strike on you. And let's see what they say about reporting hateful content. Keep in mind that not everything that's mean or insulting is hate speech. If you're upset by content that a specific person is posting, you may wish to consider blocking the user. However, if you feel that content violates our hate speech policy, report it to YouTube for review in one of the following ways. Flag the video. You may report hateful content by flagging the video. File an abuse report. If you have found multiple videos, comments, or a user's entire account that you wish to report, please visit our reporting tool where you'll be able to submit a more detailed report. Even YouTube says that you should only block the user because not everything is meant to be mean or insulting, and even if it is mean or insulting, that doesn't make it hate speech. Even they know that, but it still doesn't explain the rest of what we've just fucking read. This is insane. The whole terms of service is just contradictory and a bit of a mess. But anyway, let's move on to the next part. Harmful or dangerous content. While it might not seem fair to say you can't show something because of what viewers might do in response, we draw the line at content that intends to incite violence or encourage dangerous or illegal activities that have an inherent risk of serious physical harm or death. Considering that a lot of the people on YouTube are so far away from each other, chances of that happening is quite slim, but I do understand that they do have to abide by certain things like this. Videos that we consider to encourage dangerous or illegal activities include instructional bomb making, choking games, hard drug use, or other acts where serious injury may result. I don't know what a choking game is, but whatever. A video that depicts dangerous acts may be allowed if the primary purpose is educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic (ESA), and it isn't gratuitously graphic. Well, that's stupid, because what if your artistic medium or your documentary style or scientific style demands that it is graphic in order to show what it truly is like? That's not keeping in with the whole expressing opinions or making it a dynamic place for expression. That's inherently censorious by its very nature. For example, a news piece on the dangers of choking games would be appropriate, but posting clips out of context from the same documentary might not be. But what does that mean? What if they just want a clip that people can use on their website? Like, this is my channel, I have clips for people to use. How do you know it's out of context? We are very sensitive to harmful or dangerous content that involves minors. If your video shows a minor participating in a harmful or dangerous activity, do not post it. In the interest of protecting minors, we may age restrict videos containing adults participating in activities that have a high risk of injury or death. And yes, I do believe we should protect children, but this is at the cost of adults' freedom, that we have to protect these children, which is ridiculous. I don't see why I have to not be able to do something like a gratuitously graphic, violent, artistic film, you know, like say if I had the budget for that, and apparently I can't do that because children and because people are sensitive. Well, they don't have to watch it, do they? They can turn it off and leave it, but hey, whatever, what do I know? So as you can see, the YouTube terms of service is very much open to abuse. It's incredibly contradictory, and there's no punishment for those who abuse it. Now, what can we do? Well, I think punishments for those who abuse it is, of course, paramount importance, and also to make sure that they're not so open to abuse and that there's a very clear line of what is acceptable and what is not. I understand the thing like, oh, it's a private company, they do what they want. You know, you're not really safe in regards to what you say on YouTube. I agree, but when they say they are for free speech, I'm expecting them to be and not to lie to me. But at the end of the day, what can I do? It doesn't seem like things are heading the way we want it to be. And I think, as the people who make YouTube as it is, as they keep telling us, and what we keep telling ourselves, don't you think that maybe we should push a bit harder than just hashtag where's the fair use and make YouTube great again / great again? Why not a full-on boycott? Why not? I mean, if we can get other communities to do the same, they'll be left with very little people. And then they'll have to basically kowtow to us and realise that they've made a mistake. But it's probably never going to happen. So, anyway, people, I'll see you later in the 5000k video.